Yes, here we go, everybody. Sitting here with another Celebrate Life interview. Sitting here with Bruce Wilson. Hey, bro, go ahead and tell them a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Bruce Wilson. I'm a husband. Well, first, I forgot. I'm a man of God. You know, I had to make sure I put that out there. A man of God. I'm a husband. I have a beautiful wife by the name of Jasmine Wilson. 2 kids, Amari Wilson and Trinity Wilson. And me and my wife, we are youth ministers at our church. So we believe in sowing into the youth life. Just a little bit about me. Growing up, my father wasn't in my life, so I always wanted to make sure that, you know, when I have kids, that I be in their life, and not only that, that I also be in other kids' lives as well. So that's what we do. We like to make a great impact on the life of other kids throughout the world.
Most definitely, man. And you're definitely needed. And I'm going to go ahead and say I appreciate you for your service that you do, because I know me growing up probably would have benefited a lot from having someone like you in my life in general. But we ain't gonna hold it up. We're gonna get to the questions. The first one is, why do you celebrate life?
Why do I celebrate life? I celebrate life, well, taking me back maybe about 5 years ago, at a place of ready to give up on life, you know, ready to commit suicide. Gotten myself into a place where all of the things that I did, you know, it caused me to get to a place where I was at a low place where all of it began to crash down on me. And, you know, I was at a very low place. I couldn't be the man that I wanted to be. And suicide came into my head. You know, I thought of grabbing my gun and taking my life. But, you know, in that moment, you know, I ended up praying. And, you know, I never really was raised in the church, but, you know, I knew a little bit about it. So I ended up praying to God. And, you know, when I prayed to God, I was just like, God, I'm tired. You know, I'm tired. I'm ready to surrender. I'm ready to get my life right and live for you. And the great thing about it is, I found out that a lot of people don't really understand the meaning of the gospel. You know, understand the true meaning of why Christ died on the cross for our sins. So how I can break that down for you is how it was brought down for me by Ray Comfort in their videos. When they do evangelism, one of the things that they mention is they go to people and they ask people, you know, do you think you're a good person?
Right.
And some people would say, yeah, I'm a good person, you know, and then they will ask them, do you think you're going to heaven? And mostly everybody going to say, yeah, I think I'm going to heaven. I'm a good person. So then they will ask them, well, you are a good person according to whose standard? And then that makes you think. I know for me, it made me think, because am I saying I'm a good person according to my standard, or am I saying I'm a good person according to God's standard? But if we look at God's standard of a good person, is holy, righteous, committing no faults, no sins or nothing. That is a good person. And even in the Bible, Jesus let it be known that there is no good person. God is the only good person. So then he began to ask questions. He said, have you ever stole before? And, you know, I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, I stole plenty of times, you know, I can't deny that. Then he asked me, well, in the video, it was asked, what do you call somebody that steals? Well, you call them a thief. Then he asked the next question, have you ever lied before? And then, you know, when I thought about that, of course I lied. You know, I lied plenty of times. What do you call a person that lies? A liar. You know, and then he asked, have I ever used God's name in vain before? Well, when I think about that, what is using God's name in vain? OMG, you know, you see it in movies all the time now, everybody's saying JC, you know, yelling it and as a cuss word. And you got to think about that. We're taking the holy God that created this whole earth and using his name as a cuss word.
Right.
That's wrong. You know, we shouldn't be doing that. And then the next question was, he asked, Jesus said, whoever looks at a woman to lust after her committeth adultery in his heart. And I know I'm guilty of that. I know I've done that plenty of times. And then he ran down the list, because these are God's standards. These are God's commandments. And this is only 4 of them. So he said, according to your own admission, because I did admit it, I'm a liar, I'm a thief, I'm a blasphemer, and I've also committed adultery. So that's 4 things I've broken right there of God's commandments. And the Bible mentions if I break even one of these, I'm guilty to pay the penalty of hell. You know, so when I thought about that, and I thought about like, man, I'll be guilty. I'm not a good person like I thought I was.
Right.
You know, I need to figure out something. You know, so as he continues to go along with it, he mentioned how if you were to go before God, knowing you broke those 4 things, where do you think you would go? Now remember, at first I was thinking, I'm going to heaven. But after he said those things, I'm immediately thinking, I'm going to go to hell, you know, because I just broke those commandments. But then, you know, some people might say, well, you know, God loves us. You know, God gonna let us go free. But let me ask you this. If you was to go in the courtroom, you broken 4 laws, and you was to go before a judge, and the judge tell you the 4 laws that you broken, and you say, well, you know, Your Honor, I'm sorry for what I did. You know, I didn't really mean to do it. If that judge is a good judge, you're not walking out that courtroom without paying a penalty.
True.
You're going to pay a penalty for the crimes that you did. And that's the same with God. But the thing is, God is even more just, even more holy. So he's going to hold us even more accountable. But the great thing about it is, and this is where the good news come in, you know, even though you might be watching, it might be in the same boat as me, guilty. You know, the great thing about it is, Jesus died on the cross for our sins. Now, some people don't understand what that means, because I know for a while I didn't really understand it. But think about this. All the crimes that you just said you did, you broke God's law, Jesus died on the cross. He took all of that upon himself on the cross, so we won't no longer have to pay that penalty. Now picture this. You go in the courtroom, you come in the courtroom and you say, and the judge say, you broken all of these laws. And you get in front of the judge, and as soon as the judge say that to you, before you even have to explain yourself, Jesus come in the courtroom and like, look, I did it. I did all of these things. He's no longer guilty. I did it. So now you don't have to pay for it. He's paying for it. So that's kind of like how you break down the gospel and get a true understanding that Christ took all of the things that we've done and broke it down into a place where he took it upon himself to now we don't no longer have to pay that. So my thing is, you know, celebrating life, I celebrate it with, I'm being grateful. You know, I'm grateful knowing how bad I was, all of the things that I've done, but somebody that's a God, you know, somebody that's a God that was in heaven comes off his throne to come and save me. Man, you gotta love life. You know, once you're in his arms, on this side of the flood, trusting and have your faith in Jesus Christ, I mean, what more can I say? That's how I celebrate life.
Most definitely, bro. And I'm thinking, honestly, we don't have to go over the second question because it was answered. We don't have to go over the third question because it was answered. And just so y'all know, remember, the second question is why should you? And the third question is how do you? Bruce just answered both of those, all 3 of those for you. Now, I'm just gonna ask you the 4th question. If you had to tell someone in a brief statement, you know, you're out in this world, and a lot of things is going on out here, and somebody just needs just a moment of hope, just a flicker of it, what would you tell them in a brief statement of how to celebrate life?
In a brief statement, I've found out that a lot of people are discouraged. You know, a lot of people are facing a lot of situations. A lot of people know that they've done a lot of wrong in their lives, and they kind of, like you said, feel like there's no hope. But there is hope. And like I just mentioned about with Christ, for instance, I use me as an example. You know, as soon as I changed my life around, I'm not going to say everything went peaches and cream because I don't want you to believe that. But as I continue to trust God, things start shifting in my life. You know, I got blessed with my CDL license for free. I got blessed with a beautiful wife, you know, married. We got our own place. We got our own vehicles, transportation, you know, and it's like, not only that, we have peace. The greatest thing I believe with following Christ is that, you know, no matter what storms we face, because everybody going to go through situations, but not everybody will have peace through those situations. So I want to encourage you to make sure you find Christ. Put your faith and trust in Jesus Christ, because I'm trying to tell you, no matter what you're facing, he can deliver you out of it. I don't care whether you're sick. I don't care what you're dealing with. You ready to be put out. Whatever it is, he can change your life. So I just encourage you to celebrate life and to not give up. You know, not give up, because that's the #1 thing. I was at a place where I was ready to give up. You know, I was ready to take my life. But I encourage you to not give up and to celebrate life by knowing that, you know, we have a short period of time on this earth. I just lost a cousin, and it hurt me really, you know, really bad, because I didn't get to spend as much time with him. So how I live now, and this is a nugget in itself, I try not to get mad, you know, because a lot of times we get mad, whether it's with friends or families, and we allow that to separate us. And then something may happen, one of them may pass away or whatever it is, and just in that time that you allowed it to separate you two from each other, you realize it wasn't worth it. You know, and that's why I just want to encourage you with that too, to know that, you know, no matter whether, we all going to have disagreements. We all going to have disagreements. We all might be mad at each other, but to get past that, because like I said, we have a little bit of time on this earth, and I don't know about you, but I would rather spend my time enjoying each other, enjoying the memories, and loving on each other while we all are here. And with that being said, that's all I have. But I hope that you are encouraged by the words that God has given me to share.
Most definitely, bro. I greatly appreciate you doing this. Man, whoever's watching this, make sure you take heed to what he's saying. He's talking from experience. We're not talking about from, hey, you know, I read a book. Or we're not talking about, hey, I woke up this morning. And like we talk about, he's talking about from experience. So take heed to that, man. This is a man telling you from experience of what has happened to him as far as in his life, and how when he turned his life over to the Most High, things changed and moved him. So I hope you're paying attention. Bruce, is there any way that individuals could get in contact with you or follow what you're doing?
You can follow me on Instagram and on Facebook my name is Can't Go Back Wilson. The reason being, because, you know, ever since I changed my life coming from out of the streets, I realized that, look, I can't afford to go back. I got to keep moving forward. We got this saying that we say at our church, and this is where I got it from: can't go back, can't stay here, keep moving forward, because I can't afford to go back. I can't afford to stay where I'm at. I got to keep moving forward. So y'all can follow me at Can't Go Back Wilson on Instagram and on Facebook.
Most definitely, bro. Again, greatly appreciate you. Can't wait for this one to be released. Thank you.
Appreciate you too, bro.